Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nikai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nikai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Premananda. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatadeshatayane Vancha Kalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhubhayevacha Patitanam Pavunebho Vaishnavebho Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama. First of all, I like to thank one of my Shiksha Guru, Sripad Jayadvaita Swami and Acyutananda Prabhu and all others, devotees. They have come here to see if I need what kind of mercy and correction, so I beg them to correct me. And also I appreciate all of you to come and gather together to discuss what is the principal truth of Lord Shiva in relation to absolute truth, Sri Radha Shyamsundar or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of our time also, an issue, you have the chart. We have a shorter chart, maybe you can turn off the light, Prabhu. Then in order to understand the position of Shiva, who is Lord Shiva, it's one of the subject matters Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says the most complicated. But Srila Prabhupada is so merciful in his purport in Bhagavatam. He gave so vast in 3rd canto, 4th canto, 10th canto, 88th chapter of Brikasur story, many places in Krishna book also. So it's summarized in one simple process. Whenever we talk about Shiva, there are few examples are given by our Acharya to understand this. But before that, I would like to mention that in order to understand the Shiva's position, the name Shiva has a three division and three perception or three way you can consider to see him. Like Shiva Jayadita Maharaj always quote this, Goloka namni nijodhamni talesha tasya devi mahesha haridhameshu teshu teshu te te prabhavo nichaya vihitascha jena Govinda madi purusham tamaham bhajami. And Maharaj explained that how Lord Shiva's position is not in the Vaikuntha and not in the material world, but in between, marginal, like a border between this material and spiritual. So here also same thing we need to discuss, that one form of Shiva is Vishnu Tattva. When you have or I have devotional attitude, I want to serve as a servant of my Lord Krishna under Srila Prabhupada's guidance, I want to serve, then this Sadashiva will direct me towards the divine couple, Radha Shyam Sundar, to serve. But if I want to enjoy in this world, I don't want to serve, then the another aspect of Shiva will guide me or inspire me to go and do exploitation. And when I'm out of his realm from Shambhutattva, then I'll come, Srila Prabhupada translate as a Rudra principle or Devi Dham, the material world. So this is the very beautiful position that in Tattvagata Vichar or consideration of philosophical principles, that when we serve Shiva or when we think of Shiva, we think of Tadiya. Tadiya means he belongs to Krishna. We do not think Shiva has a separate existence. We never do. We as a Vaishnava always think Shiva is Lord Shamsundar's representative. In that attitude we serve. And Lord Shiva also established that position in his own teachings. In Padma Puran it is recorded that one time his wife, Uma Devi, she asked, "My Lord, what is the best form of worship?" And he says, "Aradhananam sarvesham Vishnur aradhanam param." That amongst all worship, the best worshipable form is Vishnu. So then she was little bit sad, Shiva's wife, Uma Devi, because she thought, I'm serving only my husband, I'm not serving Vishnu so much. Rarely I go, so how is this? Then seeing the face of her down, Padma Puran explained, then he quoted the other line that Prabhupada also quote a lot. Tasmat parataram devi todiyanam samarchanam. Oh my dear wife, yes, Vishnu worship is highest, but Vishnu become very happy when his dearest devotees are also glorified and worshipped, even more than the Lord. Then she felt very happy. So even Lord Shiva himself explained this, and that form of worship also emphasized Srimati Radharani's position, that Srila Prabhupada says to Jayananda Prabhu in a letter, that we worship Srimati Radharani's Krishna. So that was established by that verse also. So, in order to understand, the origin of Shiva is not in Shiva. Origin of Shiva in Krishna. Padma Puran also explained that Lord Sri Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam, very nicely Prabhupada also put it, that how Lord Krishna desired, in Chaitanya Charitamrita also explained, and then as Lord Krishna desired, his desire potency took a form called Jyoti. And that Jyoti started expanding from spiritual world all the way down to the material world. But I'm going to first explain how in Goloka Vrindavan, when Lord Krishna desired to enjoy, then from his left side, Srimati Radharani appeared. And from his right side, Sadashiv appeared. That is Vishnu Tattva Shiv. That is Gopeshwar Mahadev. That is Advaita Acharya. And we worship. When we worship Shiva, we worship that, Tadiya. That to fulfill Lord's enjoyment, paraphernalia and facility, from his right side Sadashiva appeared and he accommodated this. I'm going to tell a little small story how this takes place. Once Lord Sri Krishna desired, then when Sadashiva appeared from his right side, he was wondering that how can I please the Lord. Then by Jogomaya's influence came to know that Lord loves his Rasa dance with all his intimate devotees. So then Sadashiva also developed a desire. Oh, I want to participate and please him. How do I do it? So he went to Bhauma Brajadham and he meditated on Purnamashi, Jogomaya. Then Purnamashi Jogomaya appeared and he says, oh, Shiva, what would you like? Why are you praying to me? He says, I want to participate in the Rasa dance to satisfy the Lord. But you look very strange. You have a matted hair and all these ashes and all funny marks all over your body, snakes. This is not a suitable form to go inside the Ras Leela dance. Because all his consort and all these beloved gopis, they are so beautiful. All right, since you desire, come with me. And then she pushed him in Brahma Kunda in Vrindavan, and then he came out a beautiful form of a gopi. So Lord Shiva, that's his origin form in Golok Vrindavan, that he came in a form of a gopi. But to enter in Rasa Leela, Srila Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhajyantar Gopi deha pailo sei dehe raso Krishna sange raso kriya koilo. One has to have his original constitutional position in a loving relationship with the Lord, and upon his purifying the internal heart and external form will take place, then internally and externally when he is completely fit, eligible to enter, then Jogomaya will allow, otherwise not. But here in the case of Sadashiva, his external form is given, but inside he is thinking he is a Sadashiva. He has not developed the bhav. But nonetheless, Lord Krishna played the flute, then beautifully all the gopis arrived at Bangshi Bhat and they all started. But at one point, everybody was so merged into Krishna's beauty, Krishna's glorification. That's what Rasa Leela is. They glorify each other's beauty, loving nature. Then, as everybody all of a sudden started feeling such ecstasy, Krishna stopped. Why? He says, because when Rupa Goswami Pad explained, Sajatiya Sasnigde Sadhusanga Sato Bore, that when all the personality in one performance, to make it more relishable, has to have a one-minded, one internally and externally achieving goal and same mentality. But because one person did not have internally developed, I think I'm not feeling well and I don't think we can perform tonight. So then all the gopis are looking at each other. Some or other, out of billions of gopis, they know each other. Except they found one person they never met. Say, who are you? Where are you from? Who is your father-in-law, mother-in-law? Which village you are from? And all this question was asked. But Shiva was not prepared for that. Who is your husband? Well, he doesn't have a husband. They did not know either. So then he says, then they thought, in Vrindavan, sometime demon comes. And how they come? Like Putana, Prabhupada says. How Putana came? Do you know in Krishna book, Prabhupada writes, most beautiful. Then seeing her, they thought, wow, she looks beautiful. Could be a demon, came to harm our beloved Lord, Shamsundar. Then immediately started slapping. Boom, boom, like this. And then Shiva was very awkward. But of course that is ecstasy. Then at that time, Lord Shiva started crying because he didn't know answer, he didn't know what to do, and everybody is like completely put her down. Then Lord Krishna appeared, and Purnamasi appeared, and Purnamasi revealed, oh, this is my Kripa Patra, this is my disciple, who actually wanted to enter into Rasa Leela, but we understand is not qualified, but we depend on the mercy of Krishna. So then Lord Krishna told him that, okay, since you have the desire, you can be a chowkidar, gateman, guard at the Rasa dance, outside skirt. Since that time, eternally, Lord Shiva has a position as a guard, chowkidar. But when he comes to this world, he is the king. It's a very unique personality and post. That in his origin form, he is the best servant. That's why we always quote, Vaishnavanam Jatha Shambhu. He is very, among the Vaishnavas, he is very highest exalted position. So this is Sadashiva's position, as you understand, that he also extend himself as Advaita Acharya. He extend further himself as a Sadashiva, as an ingredient cause in the creation of the material world. Efficient cause and instrumental cause. Efficient cause is Karandasai Vishnu. Instrumental cause, that halo of that glance or the light, the desire that took the form of a light called Kama Bija, desire seed, took the form of a light, and halo of that light is that Kala Purusha or Shambhu Tattva, the second. It's very simple if we understand that if I don't want to serve Radha Krishna, then if I see the Lord Shiva's form, that form actually is not a servant of Krishna at that time. It's going to facilitate my exploitation in the world. So it is also depends on us, each of us. If I want to serve the divine couple, then Sadashiva in that form visible to guide me to go to spiritual world and serve under Srila Prabhupada's guidance. And you will find in Shambhu Tattva that how that same Shiva inspired the demons, like Kamsa. Kamsa was so desperate, he wanted to kill everybody in this world. So Lord Shiva appeared, he says, well, you want to kill everybody, how about only exceptional one person? So who is that? Your nephew. At that time he didn't have any nephew. But in Indian tradition, nephew is someone that always follows the uncle. So it's not an object of fear. So then Kamsa says, no problem, my Lord Shiva. You give me that boon that everybody can be defeated by me except my nephew. And Supreme Lord happened to come as a nephew. So like this, that because he did not want to serve, he wanted to cheat. And when I want to cheat, Shiva is so good, he cheats the cheater. He's the best personification of that. Like Daksha, Maharaj also mentioned Daksha, is another one who follows Veda, who is a religious person, who glorifies the Vedas, he follows Veda, Karma Kandis, but he did not understand the position of Shiva. He thought Shiva actually, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explained that what was the fault of Daksha, that Daksha always thought Shiva is separately existing from Lord Vishnu. As a result, Daksha lost his head. So like this, he was ruined. So those who actually sees Lord Shiva separately, they are not Vaishnava. Vaishnava means they see always simultaneously he is separate and non-separate. He is eternally dependent on Krishna. Also, there is another expansion of Shiva called Rudra Tattva, who is the subject matter that most of the people in this world get confused of. And we'll discuss little bit, and I'm looking at my watch. I'm going to just discuss little bit of Rudra Tattva, and then I'll ask, because Mother Mukhya asked me if there's any question, we should address those also. And I must respect that. So, just for our information, you can read in Brahma Samhita, Shiram Jatha Dadivikara Vishesha Yogat, that how the milk in contact with acid turn into yogurt. Yogurt is non-different from the milk, but cannot act as a milk. Neither it can convert back to milk. So this is just an idea. This is just an idea to understand that the position of Shambhu Tattva. Shambhu Tattva, this acid that causes the milk to curdle, so similarly, the pure consciousness, when pure consciousness from spiritual world comes in contact with dead matter called Maya product, then misunderstanding is taking place. Srila Jiva Goswami Pada explains very nicely. That misunderstanding creates a form of Shiva called Shambhu. Bhu means existence. That existence where Sham includes the energy, Shakti. Like for an example, you all are sitting here. Some of you may feel like tired. Or that is also energy of Maya. It doesn't allow you to hear about God. It doesn't allow you to wake up and chant. It's called inertia. Because that Shambhu Tattva Shiva is constituted of 4 elements. One is inertia quality. One is minuteness of marginal quality. Then very slightest degree, Jiva Goswami Pad writes, cognizant and pleasure. These 4 things total together makes this Shambhu Tattva. It's a little technical, but it's good to know. Why some Shiva acts like in Banasura's condition, that Lord Shiva literally fought against Lord Krishna. Sometimes Shiva just forgets who he is and he fights with the Lord. How is possible? Because he has these 4 manifestations from this Shambhu Tattva. One is time. Everybody knows time. You are born. Time you felt good, time you felt not good, time you felt to become Krishna conscious, time you feel not to be Krishna conscious, something like that. Time is very powerful. That is also Shiva, Krishna's expansion. Another one is Guna Avatar. Guna Avatar means he helps for creation, maintenance and annihilation. You may say, why he only does annihilation? No, he also does other 2. Just like in whenever there is required something, he produces the demigods. He manifests the demigods. And he has the Dumru. Everybody knows Dumru, he plays. Where the Tantra Shastra manifested from the Dumru. All this mundane knowledge the scientists explore, this is all coming from that Dumru. How to live in this world. So he does maintenance for the conditioned soul also. Until you come to a point of surrendering. As soon as you surrender to the lotus feet of Prabhupada, you are out of Shiva's, Shambhu Tattva's influence. Not Sadashiva's, Shambhu Tattva's influence. Because the 3rd manifestation of Shiva is very unique. It's called Shangsha Bhava Abhas. Sha-angsha. Sha-angsha, Vishnu Tattva, Lord Krishna and his all expansion called Sha-angsha, Shangsha, means whatever Krishna is thinking, they have a illuminating, self-illuminating power with Krishna same time. They exist within his body. Also they have a separate existence, but they are not separately ever can think they have a separate existence. Like Nishingadev. Nishingadev always think he's God, but he's non-different from Krishna, he knows. Srila Prabhupada in Chaitanya Charitamrita very nicely explained that all the incarnation, manifestations simultaneously in Krishna's body and outside. But here is a very nice, that Lord Shiva's position, another Sha Angsha Bhava Abhas. But what about the Jiva, like us? Jivas are called Vivinna Angsha, means you are separated, not Vishnu Tattva. What about Shiva? Where does he fit? He fits in between Jiva and Vishnu Tattva. But his position is neither Vishnu Tattva, not Jiva Tattva. So what is that? It is Shangsha Bhava Avas. Shangsha Bhava Avas has a very peculiar position. I'm going to explain just a very little bit. Because his fourth position is very sweet. It's called Ahankar Sharupa Prithaka Abhiman. Jiva Goswami Pad, that's how he explains. That the moment I did not want to serve the divine couple, my constitutional position, then I overlooked the illusory energy and developed a desire to enjoy. That time, a particular ego comes from Lord Shambhu, enters into me, and I emerge. Now, if you go back to Lord Shiva's Shambhu position, that Shambhu has a potency called Maya Shakti. And this is his own energy. Lord Shiva in a Shambhu form can enjoy Maya unlimitedly. There is nothing wrong. That's all his energy is. He has every right to enjoy it. But in my constitutional position as a Jiva, I do not have inertia or Maya association aspect, anything in my constitutional position. How am I going to enjoy in this material world? When I develop the desire, that Shiva potency, Shiva energy enters into me, and I think, wow, I am a legitimate enjoyer of this world. I am the center of this world. You understand this? This is a very fundamental difference. And that ego, which ties me at that time, the soul, with the dead matter, is called false ego. When we serve under Prabhupada's guidance, then when we surrender is over, that false ego disappears. So Srila Prabhupada says, where is the false ego? Where is the birthplace of false ego? At that time. Also Prabhupada said false ego is a product of material world, Maya, but it is not existing in the material world first. It existing in the border. Between material and spiritual, the false ego exists. But when I want to enjoy Maya, not to serve Krishna, then false ego ties me up. That's where the false ego appear in me. So it is very necessary, in order to liberate from this world, one has to serve the divine couple. No other way. Now it's almost 6. I'm going to tell a little small story. You may think, how to please Shiva on this day or any day. The best way, we should know what Lord Shiva said himself. In one Purana, one Acharya explained very nicely that there in Mathura Mandal, in India, Mathura Mandal, there was one devotee. But before he was a karmi, and he was very poor, very poor. He did not have any money. After few days, after some time, he did not have a brother, sister, but his parents got blind. They became blind. when the parents became blind, this child, he was very loyal to serve his parents. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Because Rudra also means cry. We already have that. That's what Rudra means. So then what happened, this little boy, he was very poor and he was serving his parents every day. And he has to go to school, he has to cook, he has to clean, he has to even take the parents to bathe. Very loyal, but he was like always thinking, how can I become rich? How can I cure my parents' eyes so they can see? Oh, he's worried whole life. When he was young, he gathered with some other people. They said, hey, today is a Shiva Ratri. Shiva Ratri, you know what is Shiva Ratri means? Shiva Ratri means the origin, first day where Sadashiva appeared. Shiva Ratri also means where Parvati and Shiva got married. Shiva Ratri also means when Kubera invited Shiva to come in his place in a guest house to stay. Shiva Ratri has a many meaning, but all happen to be on the same day. So that time this poor boy in Mathura Mandal, he went there and he was observing and he heard about the glory of Lord Shiva, how merciful, affectionate, compassionate. So then he told the Pujari, is it possible I can make my life successful even materially, like I can be rich, my parents get eyesight back? Anything is possible. Shiva is very merciful. He can give you. What should I do? Oh, you worship with bell leaf. I don't know the English name. There is one fruit called bell. I ate in my childhood life. It has a thorn and a bell leaf he likes and dhutra flower, and they told the process. So he started worshipping and he was very serious. And before he worshipped, he took a vow. Well, I need a few things. In the meantime, what happened, he's very poor. One day after the school, he went out and he was looking around with his friend and he saw a girl who happened to be the daughter of a richest man in the village. And that girl also looked at him and he looked at her. Instantly he fell in love. And he's thinking, oh my gosh, I need to become rich very quick. I need to cure my parents' eyesight and I need to marry her. What do I do? Now I got the Shiva worshipping. Maybe I can beat the system by pleasing Shiva and become rich, marry that girl, because in that culture, that part of the city, you cannot imagine to marry a richest man's daughter as a poor guy. Forget it. Not like America exactly. So then he worshipped, he was very serious. Then Lord Shiva appeared. Oh, I'm very happy of you meditating and calling me. What do you want? But before that I have to tell you one thing. I came only to give you one boon, not 2 or 3 or 4, just one. So if you are ready, you tell me. And his brain went like explosion. What to do? Do I need my parents' eyesight so they can live happily? Or the poverty has to go? Or maybe I want to marry that girl. She is so beautiful. So he is so bewildered, he didn't know he needs 3 boons. But Lord Shiva told him 1. So he bowed down to Lord Shiva. My Lord, please give me little chance, let me think. So all right, I'll come tomorrow. You think for today. He went outside and is thinking. He saw in that village a Vaishnava, a sadhu. He heard this. The sadhu has the more intelligent, and it's true. You associate with Shiva Jayadeva Maharaj or other sadhus, you see that their realization is so deep, it affects. It is not a precept, it is like an exemplary, very effective. So then he went and he asked this Vaishnava who is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He said, Baba, I have this problem, and he narrated his story, whole life. But I happened to worship Lord Shiva and he appeared and he told me he will give. But he said 1 boon. I'm very bewildered. What should I ask? He won't give me more 3. I need at least 3. said, don't worry. You promise you chant Hare Krishna? That's what the Hare Krishna people do. First thing he makes you, what they say? Say Hare Krishna. It's very nice, those devotees. So then he said, you chant Hare Krishna? Then I give you an intelligence. Then he told him, okay, when Lord Shiva appear, you go and tell him. Now I'm going to pick your brain, so watch what I say. So next day he went and worshipping. The Lord appeared. So he said, my Lord. So Lord Shiva says, you remember, only one boon, not 3 or 4, one. Yes, my Lord, I'm ready. Say, I want my parents to see their grandchild eating on a golden plate in a palace. I'm going to repeat one more time, see if you get it. I want my parents to see their grandchild eating on a golden plate in a palace. Lord Shiva thought for a moment. He covered all 3. He says, how did you come up with this? If you tell me, then I will give you another boon. He says, I happen to meet a Hare Krishna devotee. Oh, now you made me happy. And Lord Shiva revealed, he said, anybody chant Krishna's name and serve the Vaishnava and listen the Vaishnavas, I become the most happy with that person. Because you have done, so you promise that you will take shelter of that Vaishnava, then whatever you need, one more boon I'll give you whenever you ask. So Lord Shiva, if you want to really please, serve the Vaishnavas. There are so many Vaishnavas in Alachua. Serve the Vaishnavas and you will please Lord Shiva easily and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'll take just few questions because we are late. Why Panchamukha? Srila Prabhupada gave a translation on that the Veda has a 5 special mantra. That mantra has a meter and a melody and a tune. And it has to be done in a 5 separate mouth. You cannot do with one mouth. So Lord Shiva has a 5 mouth. Is that okay? Thank you. Any other question? Yes.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for your class. Always enlightened by your association.
Say the question.
Hear me now? Says John. Anyway,
I'll repeat it.
you explained about Krishna, the form of Shiva and Goloka in the Madhurya Leela.
Yeah.
But here he also says Aishvarya. So is there an aspect of Shiva and Vaikuntha?
Yes. Yes, Lord Shiva is in every abode, even in every holy dham. In Jogopit, in Vrindavan, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur established Kshetrapal Shiva. They are in everywhere, in also. But that Oishwarja, I didn't have a time, that's another big subject matter. That how Lord Krishna established Krishna's position and his position as a servant. In Brikasura's story you saw how he got bewildered and Brikasura chased him all over heaven, hell, everywhere, all the way. Shiva had to go to Vaikuntha. Then Lord Krishna come as a Sripad Jayadutta Maharaj very nicely narrated other night that how Brikasura was bewildered by this brahmachari, and Maharaj made a very nice point that when you want to get attention from another person, it's better if you know that person's friend, relative. So what Lord did as a brahmachari, he says, "Oh, son of Shakuni." He immediately says, and then says, "Oh, you know my father." You feel like a relative, friend. He said, "I know your family very well." Then he glorified his family a little bit just to get his attention. Why are you chasing after this? But in that pastime we see that Lord Shiva depends on Krishna. It is not good to think that Lord Shiva is independent by his own right. No. Lord Shiva always dependent on Krishna. He is the best servant, and he established by those pastimes. Is that okay? Any other question? Yes, Prabhu.
My question very simple. Lord Shiva, we see in so many different aspects, starting with creation, Sadhu Shiva, Sambhu, Linga, then relationship in other aspects, Mahendra, Rudra, Ashutosh, okay? So many aspects here you presented. I have one simple. How, and we worship him because of the tattva, but on a specific basis, as me, as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, how is Lord Shiva involved in my life to benefit me in my personal development and spiritual life?
I like the answer also Sripad Jayadutta Maharaj gave other day, that Srila Prabhupada did not emphasize of many variety worshipping. Like when they asked Srila Prabhupada, what about Ashwatha tree, Maharaj says, then Prabhupada replied, we already worship one tree, Tulasi Devi, that's enough. We don't need so many plants, even though it is recommended by Rupa Goswami Pad. Similarly, Prabhupada did not emphasize of worshipping so many other, just focus on Radha Krishna's Gaur Nitai, and that's very complete. So when we surrender to Srila Prabhupada, he already surrendered, so those who are surrendering to Srila Prabhupada, that already pleases Lord Shiva, does not require separate endeavor. And I believe, because it is backed up by the Shastra, that by pleasing Guru, all the demigods are automatically pleased. And Lord Shiva purposely told this, Srila Prabhupada translated in Bhagavatam 4th canto, that those who worship Radha Krishna, those who are devotee, they are automatically going to get all helps from all the demigods. Never need to worship to any personalities beside their Ishtadev, Gaur Nitai and Radha Krishna. Is that okay, Prabhu? Thank you. And if you are instructed by your spiritual master to particular worship of Gopeshwar, Mahadev or other, if your Guru allows, sure, you can do that too. That is different. Yes, Prabhu.
This is not a story, this is real. And I would tell you about somebody who you met in Trinidad. A guy was worshipping Lord Shiva, very poor. He wanted all this amount of money. He happened, in a nutshell, he won a lotto, he got a lot of money. So he was not too educated, buy land, a big yacht and everything. So his brother-in-law put him on the yacht to go out in the sea. And the guy that he sent on the boat, he paid the guy to kill him. So they took this guy in Pentanales in Venezuela. And he said, I can't kill you. So he stayed with the Warahunos there for 1 year. Came back to Trinidad, and he met this guy, Shamananda, who is in Aruca, who is a devotee. And he preached to him, and he's a Hare Krishna now. So my point is, even if you worship Lord Shiva, this is not a story thing, this is real. He takes you to Krishna. That is my point. No, this is my point. If we worship the Krishna, he end up in Pentanales with the Varahunos. That's up in the Orinoco River. He stayed for 1 year. Nobody would know where he is. But when he came back, he met Shamananda. You met Shamananda in Aruca Temple. And Shamananda, now he told him, well, he's a Hare Krishna now, the guy.
Very good. Thank you. Any other? Yes, Mother. Those who are little hungry, you can go and take prasadam, please. We'll end with this, the last question. The post and personality, it's important to know, because Lord Shiva is a very unique person that holds this both. Like for an example, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was challenged in South by the Shaibayat, follower of Shiva. That Shiva, Puran says Shiva is Supreme God. So why you don't accept Shiva as a Supreme God? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, can you explain me what is on the head of Lord Shiva? Yes, yes. Yes, please tell me. Oh, he carries the lotus feet washed of Bamandev water called Ganges on his head. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, who carries somebody's lotus feet washed water? Then the head of the Shaibayat understood. Oh, I see. Okay, you understand. Means Lord Shiva exhibiting that he is Supreme Lord for decentralized soul's world. Means when nobody wants to serve the Supreme Lord, they come up with the idea that there are some other God who is equal or even bigger than his Lord. And he told this to his own wife, Umadevi, in Padma Puran. And then Umadevi says, well, I'm little confused that who are they? Why they are? Then Lord says they are called Pashundi. Pashundi means the second offense that we read every Saturday in the temple. That considering the name of Lord Vishnu to be equal or independent, Shiva and Brahma's name to be equal or independent from the name of Lord Vishnu. So then Parvati asked, who are the Pashundis, my Lord? He said, Pashundis, they smear their body with the ashes, they sometimes carry the skulls, they have all this funny sign on their body, symbols, and they had a matted hair. So then Umadevi was looking from the feet to the top of the head of her husband, thinking, all this explanation, it seems like, my Lord, that looks like you. He says, no, those who imitate me, they worship me to imitate. They don't understand the highest truth that my Lord is Shankarshan, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Radha Raman is the highest form of my worshipable object. But they imitate and they think they worship me, they love me. So I take a position to them as a supreme for them, so that they can be not disturbing the devotees and they can be just focused on this. And eventually I want to curb their pride, false ego to liberate. Like Banasura got liberated by Krishna, by the mercy of Shiva. Like this. So then Lord Shiva explained that his post as a king in this decentralized world, but in the centralized world where Krishna is worshipped, he is a servant. So as a personality, he is always thinking he is a servant, but he holds the highest position in the material world. This is just a shorter version. Is that okay? Yeah. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shiva Shambhu ki